A very good evening to all of you, my dear students. I am Manisha Das on behalf of eTuition family. Welcome you all to today's class. So my dear kids, how are you all? I hope that you all are doing great, right? So let me remind you that our eTuition family is providing quality education, yes, for your better tomorrow. So what are you waiting for, my dear kids? Don't miss this golden chance. Get the right choice for your golden future. So, my dear class 8 students, do you remember that we have completed our chapter 1? So, today we will be discussing about our next chapter, which is microorganisms, friend and foe. So, you may be thinking that, ma'am, what are microorganisms? Wait, we will be discussing in a lot of details and how they are friend and foe at the same time. Wait, I know there are so many questions in your mind, but after this class, I hope that all your questions will be clear. Okay? So, moving ahead to today's class. So, first let us discuss what we are going to discuss today, right? See, look at this amazing diagram. Can you see that there are different types of things present in there? But they are living, my dear kids. They are living organisms. You may be thinking that, madam, I have never seen such kind of organisms. But they are present. Where they are present and why we cannot see them, we'll be discussing. Okay, just wait. So first of all, we'll be discussing about microorganisms. Then we'll be discussing about the types of microorganisms. What are the different types of microorganisms? After that, we'll be discussing about the good microorganisms, which are our friends, friendly microorganisms. As we have studied, it means as we have told that the chapter name is microorganisms, friend and foe. Some are friends and some are foe. Foe means enemy. It means those who cause harm to us. But today we'll be starting with the good one. Those who are friends to us. Okay? Are you ready for today's class? Let's move ahead. So, microorganisms, your reaction is like that, yeah? You may be thinking, what are microorganisms, right? Like that the emoji is also thinking. So, these are microorganisms. Look at the amazing structure. But, why they are called microorganisms? Okay, for example, can you see, is there something on my hand? Look, is there something on my hand? No. I also can't see. Is there something? No. But let me tell you one amazing fact that there are millions of microorganisms on my hand, but I can't see. Why? Because they are so small that I cannot see with my normal eyes or naked eyes. You may be thinking that, ma'am, wear goggles or wear glasses or wear spectacles so that you can see. But I cannot see them with the help of spectacles, because they are so small. You may be thinking that, ma'am, then from where you got the photograph if we cannot see them? How you knew that these are looking like this? Because we in the period of science have developed so many instruments like that. To see these small organisms, we have made an instrument which is called as microscope. So I think you all have heard the term microscope. It is an instrument with the help of which we can see the microorganisms. So see, the living organisms which we cannot see with our normal eyes are called as microorganisms or microbes, because micro means small. There are so small organisms that we cannot see with our eyes. So they are called as microorganisms. How they can be seen? They can be seen under a microscope. Wait, I will show you how a microscope looks. Okay, so you understood? Micro means small. Those organisms which are very small that we cannot see with our normal eyes, they are called as microorganisms. And what is microscope? The instrument with the help of which we can see the microorganisms. It is called as microscope. So see, this is the microscope. Okay, can you see there are different parts? So I will tell you that what is the function of each and every part. Okay, this is the microscope. You can find it in a hospital or in a patho lab where you give your blood for testing or urine for testing. Okay, so they used to collect your blood samples and they put on a slide and view under a microscope to see what are the microorganisms which are causing harm or causing any disease to you. Okay, about that we will be discussing later, but first look, this is the eyepiece. Eye means our eyes, so we put our eyes over it. Okay, so it is called as the eyepiece. Then the body tube. What is the function of body tube? It connects the eyepiece with the revolving nose piece. What is the function of revolving nose piece? Revolve means it can move. It can move, and in the revolving nose piece there are lenses which is called as objective lens. It is near the object. It means, see, can you look, here is a clip. With the clip we attach our slide. Okay, so the slide is the object, and the lens near the object is called as objective lens. See, can you see there are three lenses? They are of different magnification. It means, see, when we cannot see a small thing, we used to zoom in our mobile, yes or no? Yes. Like that, if we are unable to see certain microorganisms, we can zoom it with the help of these three types of lenses, right? Then the condenser. What does it do? Its function is to control the amount of light. It will control how much light will enter into it. Okay. Now next is the mirror. Mirror, what it will do? It will reflect the light. The light will come and will reflect the light, and the light will reach the condenser, and the condenser will adjust the light which will reach to the stage, right? And the base, over the base the full microscope is standing, right? Then the inclination joint, it is joining the eyepiece with the mirror or the base. Okay, now fine adjustment, no, fine adjustment means it will clear the picture, it will make it more clear. Yes. Now coarse adjustment means if you want to go a little far, it will take you far, and if you want to go close, it will take you close. Okay, so you understood, this is the microscope. It has certain different parts which adjust and help us to see the microorganisms which we cannot see with the help of our normal eyes, right? Okay, so next is, where are they present? On my hand. Not only on my hand, they are present everywhere. Okay, see, look at this diagram. They can be present on the glaciers, on the ice, very cold ice. Okay, they can be present in the volcano, they can be present in the hot springs, they can be present in the marshy lands, they can be present in the soil, they can be found under the ground. They are present everywhere. Okay, they are present on my hand, they are present on my earphone, they are present on my mobile phone. So everywhere they are present, right? But we cannot see them. They can survive under all types of environment. They can survive on the hot desert also. They can survive on the cold glaciers also. Yes, see, ranging from ice cold climate to hot spring and deserts to marshy land. They can survive in the cold region, they can survive in the hot springs, they can survive in the deserts which is very much dry, and they can survive in the marshy lands, wetlands. So see, they are found everywhere. They are also found inside the bodies of animals, including humans. So inside our body these microorganisms are present, right? Not only humans, other organisms, in other animals also these microorganisms are present. See, some microorganisms grow on other organisms while others exist freely. Some microorganisms are there which grow on other organisms, and some exist freely. It means to grow they need support of certain organisms, so they grow inside or over them, and some are independent, they will move freely. So my dear kids, what are the different types of microorganisms? Basically there are 4 types. You may be thinking, madam, here you have given 5 types. Wait, for now just forget about viruses. You may be thinking, madam, how can we forget about viruses? This coronavirus has done something very devastating. But wait, we'll be discussing about viruses. They are very much special, so we'll be discussing about them later. But now we'll be discussing about 4 types. What are they? Algae, protozoa, fungi and bacteria, right? So algae, protozoa, fungi and bacteria are the 4 types of microorganisms. Look, microorganisms are classified into 4 major groups. These groups are bacteria, fungi, protozoa and some algae, right? So diseases like dysentery and malaria are caused by protozoans. See, as we have studied, as I have told you that microorganisms, some are good and some are bad. So these are the bad microorganisms which causes disease to us, like dysentery and malaria. Whereas typhoid and tuberculosis, these are the disease which are caused by bacteria. So certain microorganisms are there which can cause disease to us. Now look, viruses are also microscopic. So see, viruses are microscopic. They however reproduce only inside the cells of the host organisms. They are not included inside the microorganisms types because they do not have their own identity, right? Because outside the environment, outside the living cell, they seems like they are dead, they are not living. But whenever they goes inside the living cell, they become very much active. Okay, they only reproduce inside the cells of the host organism, which may be a bacterium, plant or animal. So they need some cell, living cell, to grow or to reproduce. So they do not have their own existence. They need a living cell to grow. That's why they are not included in the group of microorganisms, right, my dear kids? Now see, viruses. So this is our very much important VVIP virus. Okay, you may be thinking that ma'am, this virus has done the worst to us. Yes, look, viruses are not included in the category of microorganisms because they do not have their own entity. They do not have their own capacity. They behave as living organisms only in the body of the host organism. As I told you, they need a living cell to grow. So they only behave as living inside the cell. Common ailments, it means common diseases like cold, influenza or flu, and most coughs are caused by these viruses, as we are having coronavirus, COVID-19. Yes, this virus is causing so many destruction, because of which so many lives are losing. Yes or no? Yeah. And serious disease like polio, chickenpox and nowadays corona are caused by viruses. Okay. Now see, example is influenza virus, chickenpox virus and COVID-19 virus, right? Coronavirus. So these viruses are very much dangerous because they only grow inside a host body, inside a living cell, and they cause so many diseases, right? So you have to be safe from these viruses. How? You have to avoid direct contact with the person who is suffering from certain diseases, right? Okay, now moving to the next. Look, now comes to bacteria. Bacteria of different shapes. Bacteria are of different shapes. Some are spherical, some are rod like and some are spiral. Spherical means round like, rod means elongated type, spiral means spring like. Okay. Now see, they are single celled organisms. They having only one cell. See, when the earth started, who were the first organisms? Bacteria, because they are having single cell. Because it is easy to make a single cell, not to make a group of cells, right? We are multicellular. It means inside our body lot of cells are there. So the first organism to be evolved on this earth is the bacteria. In the next class now I will tell you how the first life came into this earth. Okay, just wait for that. Now it may be found in colonies. Sometimes they may be living in the groups, and can be spherical, as I have told you in this diagram, and some are rod shaped and some are spiral shaped, right? Now see, example is Rhodobacter and E. coli bacteria. bacteria, right? Rhodobacteria and E. coli bacteria. You have to remember these two examples. Now see comes fungi. See, this mushroom is saying that I am a common fungus. You may be amazed to know that the mushroom which we are eating is nothing but a fungus. Now see, they do not have chlorophyll, right? They do not have chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is absent, right? So they cannot make their own food. So they depend upon dead and decaying matter for their nutrition. Okay? See, they are saprophytic or parasitic. Saprophytic means which grow on dead and decaying matter. Parasitic means which get nutrition from other animals. Now see, example is yeast, mushroom and mold. Have you seen, my dear kids, if you put a bread for 4 to 5 days, what will happen? It grows some green color thing, right? That is called as bread mold, or it is a kind of fungus, right? Or fungi. Now see, protozoa. What are protozoa? This is a picture of protozoa. It is heterotrophic. It means it cannot make food by its own, so it depends on others for getting its nutrition. Now mostly aquatic. Mostly they live inside the water. An example is amoeba and paramecium. This is amoeba or paramecium, right? Now see, algae. My dear kids, have you seen pond? Have you seen these kinds of pond which I have shown you in this GIF? The ponds have, some ponds have green water, some ponds have this brown like water. Why? Because inside the water certain algae has grown. See, colonial or filamentous, they can be seen in colonies or they can have filaments. Mostly aquatic, they are found in the water. Now example is Spirogyra and Volvox. See, can you look, the full water body is covered with algae. Then friendly microorganisms, they are our friends, our good microorganisms, right? See, curd or yogurt, they are our friendly microorganisms. It means they are our friends, right? Curd, dahi, which we call as dahi, curd is very yummy, right? So how we get them? You may be amazed to know that certain microorganisms are there which make curd for us, right? Now look, microorganisms which help us in many ways are called as friendly microorganisms. Who are friends, my dear kids? A friend in need is a friend indeed, right? So the organisms which help us, the microorganisms which help us are called as our friends, obviously. Now see, they are used, how they are used? They are used in the preparation of curd, bread and cake. We can make curd, we can make bread, we can make cake with the help of microorganisms. They are also used in cleaning up the environment. They make our environment very much clean. How? Wait, we will be discussing in a lot of details. Now, bacteria are used in the preparation of medicines. They also help us in making our medicine. See, they are so much friendly, my dear kids. They are our true friends because they give a lot of things to us, right? And in agriculture, they are used to increase soil fertility by fixing nitrogen. Do you remember the rhizobium bacteria which helps in the fixing of nitrogen into the root nodules of the leguminous plant? There are certain bacteria named as rhizobium bacteria which help the legume plants or gram type plants to take nitrogen, right? Now see, friendly microbes in the making of bread, in the making of medicines, in the making of cake, and decomposing the waste, cleaning the environment. Now see, commercial purpose, it means in the industry how we are using our microorganisms. See, look at the diagram. In the production of dosa and idli, okay, how? I will clear you. Can you look at Jerry? What it is eating? It is eating cheese. Cheese is made with the help of microorganisms. So see, in the production of bread, as I have discussed, for making bread we need yeast, which is a microorganism. For making idli and dosa batter, and for alcohol and curd and cheese we need microorganisms. That's why Jerry is very much happy and eating the full slice of cheese. Now look, Example is yeast and lactobacillus. Lactobacillus is the bacteria which is found in curd. Okay, so lactobacillus bacteria is found in the curd, and yeast is used in bread, cake, idli and dosa batter, right? Yeah. Now see medicinal use. We get medicines from, yes, microorganisms. Medicines which kill or stop the growth of the disease causing microorganisms are called antibiotics. So whenever we are ill or whenever we are sick, we take certain medicines. Or you have heard the term antibiotics, right? Take this antibiotic, you will be good. What are antibiotics? Anti means opposite, biotics means life, which is against life, not our life, which is against the disease causing organism's life, is called as antibiotics. Now see, for production of antibiotic, example of antibiotic are streptomycin, tetracycline, terramycin. These are the certain examples of antibiotics which are made from microorganisms. For production of vaccine also, now we are taking vaccines for COVID-19, right? They are also made from microorganisms. For example, polio vaccine is also made from microorganisms. Now, who discovered the vaccine for smallpox, my dear kids? Edward Jenner. You have to remember the name. Edward Jenner was a scientist who discovered the vaccine for smallpox in the year 1798. Now see, vitamin tablets, vitamin B complex tablets from yeast and bacteria. So from yeast and bacteria, what do we get? We get vitamin B complex tablets, right? After that, increasing the soil fertility. As I told you, these microorganisms, yes, they fix the atmospheric free nitrogen in the root nodules of the leguminous plant. Just look. Can you see the bulge-like structure in which the nitrogen are fixed with the help of rhizobium bacteria? Look, fungi and bacteria break down complex minerals into simple forms, and they are stored in the root nodules of the plants, with the help of which the plant gets the requirement for its minerals, right? Now see, cleaning the environment. They also clean the environment. How? Look, have you seen or marked that if there is certain apple, for example, this apple has fallen, after 3 to 4 days you will see that certain portion of the apple is not there, where it is gone, and after so many days you will see that there is nothing. Why? Where the apple go? The apple is decomposed, is broken down. Microorganisms help in decomposition of dead organisms. So they decompose the dead organisms. They mineralize or they simplify. They break down them into small pieces and took the nutrients and they deposit in the soil, right? Now see, production of alcohol. See, this is a traditional drink called as toddy. Yeast is used for commercial production of alcohol and wine. Alcohol, wine, beer, vodka are made from these microorganisms, yeast. For this purpose, yeast is grown. How alcohol is done? How the production of alcohol is done? For this purpose, yeast is grown where? On natural sugar. It means in barley, wheat and rice and crushed fruit juice like grape juice, the yeast is used to grow. Okay, so what will happen? The sugar will be converted into, see, used for the large scale production of alcohol, wine and acetic acid, which is vinegar. The process of conversion of sugar into alcohol. So the sugar will be converted into alcohol with the help of yeast. This process by which sugar is converted into alcohol is known as fermentation. Who discovered fermentation? Louis Pasteur discovered fermentation in 1857, right? So yeast are used for making alcohol. Okay, there are different types of alcohol and they are done by growing yeast in natural sugar containing products like barley, wheat, rice and fruit juice. Okay, so the process by which the sugar is converted into alcohol is called as fermentation, and Louis Pasteur discovered the term fermentation in 1857, right? So my dear kids, now discovery of penicillin. What is penicillin? It is an antibiotic, right? See, this is the structure of penicillium. In 1929, Alexander Fleming was a scientist and was working on a culture of diseases causing bacteria. So he was testing certain disease causing bacteria, and he found that suddenly he found the spores of a little green mold in one of his culture plate. See, one unwashed culture plate was there. He forgot to wash it. So after a certain day, he saw that certain green color mold is growing over that, and he observed that the presence of mold prevented the growth of bacteria. So where the mold were growing, there is no growth of bacteria. It means the bacteria cannot grow if the mold is there. In fact, it also killed many of these bacteria, and he saw that the bacteria were getting killed by this mold, and the mold name was penicillin, right? Okay. So with this we ended our first part of this lesson. See, a beautiful and interesting thought I have given for you. Happiness and bacteria have one thing in common: they multiply by dividing. Bacteria grow in number by dividing. And if you want to be more happy, how you have to share with others? You have to divide. It means you have to share your happiness among others so that it will multiply and you will get more happiness. So let me revise what we have studied. We studied microorganisms. Why they are called as microorganisms? Micro means small. They are very much small, so they are called as microorganisms. What is the name of the instrument by which we see the microorganisms? Yes, very good, microscope. After that we have studied types of microorganisms. How many types? 4 types. Then we have studied about each type of microorganisms in lot of details. After that we discussed the friendly and the good microorganisms, how they help us in the production of alcohol, in the making of bread, cake, pastries, right? And in the making of medicine, in the making of vaccines. So they are very much useful. So in the next part we will be discussing about those bed and 4 type microorganisms. Till then, stay safe, keep studying, and keep smiling and be happy. Okay. So my dear kids, don't forget to be part of our eTuition family. Join our family and enjoy the taste of quality education for your better tomorrow. Thank you.